Good morning, India. We're so
Good morning, India.
so great to be here after all of the planning, right, Friendly? We're
Oh,
here.
it's amazing. It's all come together.
Absolutely. Welcome to Day of Security India, everybody. My name is Deidre Diamond. I'm the founder of Secure Diversity. We are co-founders of the Day of Security Conference alongside Lookout and the Lookout Foundation. I'm also the founder of Cyber SN, where we're everything cyber talent. Friendly, Lookout, we couldn't do it without you. Yet again, 7 years. Thank you so much.
Amazing, amazing. And everyone, it is such a delight to be here. My name is Friendly Brotman. As Deidre mentioned, have two hats. I am the head of global recruiting at Lookout. We're a cybersecurity company based in Boston with a large presence in Bangalore and Hyderabad. And I'm also the chair of our Lookout Foundation. And Deidre, as you mentioned, we have been partners in the creation of this dating back to 2017.
Yes, yes. And for years, Friendly, you and the Lookout group have said, we're coming to India, and you made it happen, and all of the hard work that's been done. But I think it's safe to say that a lot of people here today may have never heard of Dave Security prior,
I I
right?
agree. I agree. And we're so excited to walk you through a little bit about our history. So, as you can see on the left hand side, we started out Day of Security back in 2017, where we brought together a group of women sitting around a conference room table. We gave them a full day of learning. At the end of the day, we did a very small capture the flag, and the winner of the capture the flag got an all expense paid trip to DEF CON. And from that, Dave Security was born. We have had 11 conferences. During COVID, we moved from from in person to virtual. And now we are back to having both virtual conferences and in person conferences. And from the very first day of our first conference, one of the first questions we were asked was, when are we coming to India? And so it took us a while to pull it all together, and we're so excited that we are bringing it to you today.
That's right. That's right. We're here, sisterhood and support, and our conferences have been such a great mix of individuals over the years, Brenly. I think it's really important to share with our sisters in India what the past has looked like, and we're certainly going to send out stats after this conference to share with everybody. It's such a great mix of levels of people that
Yeah.
there's something for everybody.
There is something for everyone. And as you could see, as I mentioned, so far we've had 11. This is our 12th. 7,000 women coming together in cybersecurity, 385 presenters with 267 sessions and 95 corporate sponsors, which has been so exciting. And as you can see, there's a beautiful blend of folks that are either coming out of school or a few years in the industry, all the way to seasoned professionals that are coming together to network and to learn from each other and to sharpen their skills.
That's right. I mean, there's no better way to career development than seeing role models in
Yeah.
positions that are higher than one has, teaching and confident. And that's what we're here to do, is to really impact career development, to really empower cybersecurity women in achieving bigger seats and promotions. In fact, Friendly, one of the things we did with the Day of Security last year was sponsored some SANS workshops and put women in
Right.
executive cohorts. And some of those folks are now in the C-suite because of that training. And so really all of this is about career development that comes from public speaking. It comes from networking, and Day of Security is a safe place to really get that career development and public speaking networking experience. We're so
And
lucky.
you're so right. And as many of you know, in order to speak at some of these larger conferences, they always say that they want you to have experience speaking at conferences.
Mm-hmm.
And so, as Deidre mentioned, another reason we created this platform is so that you could get experience in speaking about topics that are of interest to you, right? Speaking in front of your colleagues, as Deidre mentioned, also being in a safe place to be able to talk about topics you're interested in, but also to get feedback and learn from each other.
That's right. There's nothing better than having the ability to have a network of people you can trust that's got your back.
Right.
So we're going to talk later about what to get out of today. But before we jump in that, we want to, this is a digital conference. We want to use the chat function to really engage each other. So let's start right now in these opening remarks and let's say, hey, what's happening with everybody? Here's what the statistics are saying, right, Brenly? We're hearing work-life balance challenges for women and not getting enough mentorship and upskilling and these other things that are here. And so I think we'd love to take a few minutes and say, hey, put in chat, what challenges and concerns are you seeing out in everyday life? Because we want to cater the conference to solving those problems as we move.
That's right. That's right. And so please take a few minutes and enter in your thoughts. It's really interesting how often we hear from women who say, I work in, let's be honest, a male-dominated field. I feel like I don't have a voice at the table. How do I get to a position where I am perceived as credible? How do I build my brand? How do I learn new skills so that I can have a voice?
Yes, yes. And what do I do when I'm being spoken over or when my ideas are being taken? Is that still happening out in the world? It's happening here in the US. We're still hearing this every day. And so we need to share. How do you handle that? What do you do when these things happen? How do you make sure you can get the balance for family? These are the things to ask those that have experience, that have been in the industry for a while, that have their tips, right?
That's right. And, also one of the goals of these conferences for mentorship and upskilling. You will be amazed at how many women love to give back and love to help women achieve and move forward and help them learn from some of the struggles that they've gone through, and how it helps them for those interested in getting into management positions, right? And getting into different types of roles. As Deidre mentioned, one of the key focuses is upskilling, right? Learning new skills and having yourselves be ready for the next opportunity.
That's right. And, we know that job searching is a broken system out in the world in general. And so how do most people find their opportunities in their jobs? Each other and their network. And so we need to have as strong as a network as men have for that. And so really utilizing today, and we're going to move on and talk about today here, and we'll take all this information from chat and we're going to digest it, and we'll make sure that we send it along to you all. Keep it going, don't stop, keep putting your thoughts and your feelings and your ideas in chat, what you're struggling with, things that you're not struggling with, whatever you'd like to say. But ultimately the point for us is the more information we have about your challenges, the more we can cater our focus to solving those challenges. And today's focus is, Brandley, look at this lineup of talk track.
It's incredible. It's incredible. So we're going to talk to you about how to get the most out of your day today. As you can see, the platform that you're using is Bizaboo. It is very user-friendly. We have created very, very dynamic conversation talk tracks if you want. As you can see here, it ranges from everything from security ops, emotional intelligence, privacy, data, and zero trust. You also get the opportunity to speak with our sponsors and our community partners. Please attend as many of the sessions as you can. And also, while you're in those sessions, please feel free to ask questions being active in the chat. Also give feedback to your presenters. There's ways of applauding and giving some of your strength and positivity to those that are speaking. We also have job boards for you to visit from our sponsors. So please take a look at our job boards and you could see about opportunities that are being offered.
That's right. And let's show everybody what we mean by how to actually do this, right?
Yeah. And so in Bizzaboo, we have a phenomenal platform called Community. And as you can see, it is circled in the center. First thing you want to do is on the right-hand side, you'll see a little icon of a human. You want to update your profile and set it to visible, okay? When you set it to visible, it allows every other woman in the conference to be able to see your information. You can then review the profiles of other attendees, of which we have over 2,000 registered attendees today, which is really exciting. And you can send messages to each other. You can also send messages to other attendees and recruiters and to our sponsors, and really take the opportunity to engage and connect. In addition to connecting through our community, please connect with each other on LinkedIn and keep those conversations going. If you find somebody that you're really engaged with, you can have a quick one-on-one discussion, and you could talk about perhaps some of the presentations that you've attended, or some topics that are of interest to you, or some exciting information that you've seen in their profile. So please go ahead and use our community. This will stay active even after the conference, which is exciting. So you could go back and take a look at those sessions and discussions that you've had.
Awesome advice. So we know where it's located. Let's get out there and network and connect with each other, right, Brinley? We also should be doing these other things that you put the time together to talk to us about this.
Yeah, and so networking. Networking is tough to do, right? It is difficult to take the first step in reaching out to another individual. And that is also at the core of Day of Security. We want you to build your skill set around reaching out. So not only the community, do you have an opportunity to talk to thousands of other women that are in the same space as you. You can connect with those individuals on LinkedIn. You can also connect with our speakers, okay? And you can talk to them about what excited you about the conversations that you heard during their presentations. You could join employee resource groups for women in technical roles. We have wonderful community partners. We have BBWIC, InfoSec for Girls, W3CS, Women in TechNet. I mean, just some really incredible ways that you could continue to chat with other women and find opportunities to give presentations. You know, even if you are not ready to give a presentation yet in a platform like this, do some volunteer work, right? Give a presentation to a group of individuals that are interested in learning about what you do. You could go to a university. You could go to your kid's classroom. Really take the time to figure out how to have your voice heard. And finally, you're going to be invited to attend our Slack channel. You'll receive an invite today, and we'll do a reminder of this at the end of our conference. But you'll receive an invitation from Kelly Tebow, who is our executive director at Secure Diversity. And once you're invited to the Slack channel, you'll be able to not only communicate with the 2,000 plus women here today, but all of the 7,000 plus women that have attended Day of Security in the past, and you'll see different channels for mentorship, for job opportunities, for community involvement, and many more. So we really encourage you to get involved in our Slack channel.
So well said. I love it. So much to offer each other. Yeah. Everybody out in these groups have offerings that they can share, inclusive offerings, and so please take advantage of it. Yes, take advantage of them. Our sponsors, Brenly, we could never keep this free if it wasn't for our sponsors, and particularly look out, certainly Google, Microsoft. We're so thankful, and our community partners. We are forever grateful for those that help us make this happen.
That's right. That's right. And if you're really excited about what you've learned today and you would like other members of your company, other women to get involved, we have lots of volunteer opportunities. As we've mentioned, we have speaking engagements, and we'd love to get the more the better. The more people involved, we'd love it.
That's right. That's right. Well, look at this lineup. All these beautiful faces ready to go. A day of learning and sharing and networking and building friendships, careers. We're here. One world, one team. India, it's wonderful to be with you, and it's a great pleasure of mine to introduce to you our keynote speaker to kick off the day, Vandana Verma. I am so lucky to call her my friend. I met Vandana years and years ago, must be almost 10 now, and I just worship her. She is not only an entrepreneur that shows up for women every day in the work she does with InfoSec Girls, but also a security leader that continues to keep her skills achieving, and she's going to bring a conversation around AI that we all need to really listen to. So proud and excited to have Vandana here with us. Enjoy your day, everybody.
Enjoy your day, everyone. And Vandana, thank you so much. We will pass it over to you.
Hi everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. We are starting our Day of Shri Security Day today in India, and it's an honor and privilege to be part of Day of Shri Security and being associated with it. I've been working with it for a very long time, but coming to India about this conference has been so amazing and bringing so many diversity candidates from India. So I would just say that this is one conference which I always look up to and happy to be part of. The most amazing thing is that they asked me this year to keynote, and it was a very special feeling to be part of it and sharing my perspective about different topics, or especially the hot topic AI. So let's get started today with a topic, and today I will be talking about securing AI for future and what do we have entailing it. Now, while I talk about AI, let me share a little bit about myself. I'm Vandana Verma, and I'm currently working as a security leader for Sneak. Sneak is a software security company, and I'm also associated with OWASP, which is an application security community. And at the same time, I'm also associated with Black Hat. And now, while I talk about AI for good or bad, I want to share my perspective that the impact of AI on secure development is huge and can be viewed from both perspectives, whether it's positive or negative. When I say positive, it could be when we are automating or creating repetitive tasks using AI. Or while I talk about enhancing security with AI, we can also improve the code quality, predict maintenance, or do the continuous monitoring as well. Now, while I talk about the negatives, there could be false positives and negatives while we are trying to figure out threats or issues with AI, or when we are over relying on AI. We've seen a lot of issues happening, which I'm going to be discussing as well in the session. There are biases and errors that are being created by AI systems because it needs to train right. Then we have complex things that are around it, and still there's a lot of understanding that needs to happen, which could be resource intensive as well. So let's understand whether developers are using AI or not, or whether your developers are using AI or not. So that's a question to ponder upon. I have seen a lot of developers, including those working on AI models, often use AI technologies to improve and enhance various aspects of development. So AI can assist in tasks such as code generation, bug detection, testing, optimization, and even project management. So by leveraging AI tools, developers can increase efficiency, reduce errors, focus on creative and complex problem solving tasks, because it reduces the time and effort as well. Now, let's look at today's agenda, what I'll be covering. So I'll be covering number of potential threats which are there as part of the LLM, which is large language models, and AI into our applications. So we'll cover some vulnerabilities from the OWASP top 10 for LLM as well. We'll also talk about hallucinations and generative AI. We will close with some learning and resources. Now, there are three perspectives that I'll be using today. One is AI-assisted applications, AI-assisted coding, or AI-assisted processes. So from AI-assisting application perspective, it involves integrating AI functionalities to enhance the performance, features, or user experience of an app. So this could include incorporating machine learning algorithms to recommend systems, or natural language processing for chatbots, or even for that matter, computer vision for image recognition within the application. When I talk about AI-assisted coding, it could be what you can call it as AI tools and techniques to help in the software development process. So this could be code completion suggestions, automating bug detections, or even generating code snippets. For example, GitHub Copilot. Trust me, this is one amazing tool I've been using for a while. It's not that I'm getting paid from GitHub, but then trust me, that is one wonderful tool which is amazing, which is significantly helping the coding process and providing suggestions for entire line or even the block of code. So that's incredible. Then we have AI-assisted processes, which involves automating and optimizing various operational processes through the integration of AI. This includes machine learning algorithms to automate decision-making processes, streamline workflows, or enhance the resource allocation within a system. If I take an example, then the financial sector or banks, AI-assisted processes are very prevalent for detecting the frauds. From a software standpoint, machine learning algorithms analyze frauds, or from a security engineer perspective, we're trying to secure the data sets which are there. So it really helps. Now, let me share some stats. So this is a Gartner research which was done last year, and they figured out when we talk about emerging technologies, AI is emerging like anything. And not just this, there are many other institutions who have actually done wonderful research when I talk from a perspective wherein they have been helping us. So you probably heard a lot about LLMs in the past few months, and I mean, it's a very hot topic. That's why we're talking about it now. And if we are talking more from a Gen AI perspective, this has been something that developers have been using in the recent times to code faster, to shape faster, just to speed up the entire development process. Now, you may also be using it in your organization or on your side projects, like I do use it a lot. So one of the things that actually is getting more and more views and feedback around is GitHub Copilot and ChatGPT. And if we take a moment to actually reflect on the numbers, we have a couple of studies that were actually stating that that we are humongously using AI, especially if you see GitHub, 92% of the software developers are already using AI coding tools in US. And we're seeing the developer using AI is 27% more likely to complete a task than those who are not using AI early on. Now, another number to realize the impact of Gen AI that has been proven amazingly is that AWS says that software developers using AI tools complete task 57% earlier. Again, different studies, different places. Then you have NYU, which says that Copilot generated code contain vulnerabilities. Then some says that if you look at it from a different perspective, then you need to secure the code which is being generated by AI as well. And Stanford also has a study which is being done in this area. Now, development processes are changing, and the perspective of an organization, of a developer, of a security person is also changing. So when we say development is faster than ever before, development or developers introducing code with growing frequency is also not very unknown for people. So we need developers to understand how to build secure applications, give them feedback as they work, with or without slowing them down. We all know that AI is faster, but again, if we don't use the code right, we'll see the software supply chain attacks, or it becomes more complex. A number of issues which are growing by using new technology. It's also not very unknown for the people, but again, it can be solved using AI. So let's understand the common uses of development in development by using AI. So it is noteworthy it is noteworthy to know that the developers, beyond the mere act of code writing, invest time in crucial activities. So the process begins with addition of comments, which is very fundamental when we talk about coding. The process often also includes code summarization, which can be done using AI for future maintenance. Interestingly, README files are also being documented using AI technologies. Then refactoring code, creating templates, and pair programming are emerging like never before. Even, let me tell you, Stack Overflow has always been a best friend for developers, and we are witnessing a new era with code generation, often referred to it as a new Stack Overflow, where AI plays a very, very big role. Now, while all of this is good, but let's understand what are the hallucinations which are there. We are also raising questions about the quality of the code which is being generated, the security of the code, and necessity of the profound understanding or implications of automation in software development. So the debate in code generation sparks crucial reflections. And this is the one example which I really want to talk about, wherein if you look at the screen and try and calculate, this is where an issue has come, and especially from an LLM perspective, whereby that issues hasn't learned from the trading data, hasn't been learned from the trading data. And this exists because very often we are seeing that the old code is being used, or mathematical calculations are not being done by AI properly. Now, this might be a great storytelling, or a poet, or a writing, or a music creation, but in a tightly ruled environment, something with, very tightened schemas, you might not get the right things. For example, here if you see 5 times 9 plus 4 times 3, how much it becomes? It says 51, but when you calculate, it becomes 57. And then this person, level, asks again, and this says, no, I'm confident it's 51. So what happens next? When the calculation does not go wrong, or go right, and the algo DevOps wanted to make sure that the last results which are there are actually checked properly. Now, if you see, it says 45 plus 12, just where we said that, and it says 57. But we asked again that why did you say 51? It says, I'm sorry. So you can say that the ChatGPT was very confident. But next, what happened? And now we checked again a few days back. So looks like with the new version, this has been amended, and the calculation is done right. The similar question was asked, and I can see that the number has come to the right one. But again, the calculations, I am not sure how clear that would be, because we need to train our AI right. We cannot blame someone or something that, oh, this is not right. We need to first fix the system. We need to train the data right. Now, over just a few months, ChatGPT has when we reflected, So LLMs like ChatGPT do not have their own interesting understanding of mathematical concepts. So they learn from the textual data. And while they may have a general knowledge of mathematics, their ability to perform mathematical operations actually depends on the quality, diversity, and understanding of the data which it's being trained on. So when it faced those mathematical calculations, ChatGPT attempted to generate response based on the patterns. Now, it is important to note that ChatGPT lacks the ability to understand mathematics. So over the months, the simple mathematical concepts where it was giving 98% of the answers right, it has gone down to 2%, as per one of the research. And interestingly, it's not just the only problem. Now, when an AI like ChatGPT provides incorrect information, it is crucial to understand these kind of models might lack some consciousness or comprehension or introspective capability. Their operation is based on totally statistical patterns or learned schemas which are from past or vast amount of data that is there for them. Again, ChatGPT has been really strong on the results, whether it's right or wrong. Now, this example, which you see on the screen, is a very strong example where an Australian mayor read his first defamation lawsuit over ChatGPT content, and the example with math, whereas there is actually no room for this kind of wrongness from ChatGPT. Now, if you're using a case and data from the ChatGPT, which might not be right, so that could be a big problem. And AI does not know in a human sense. It generates responses based on the probabilities calculated from the data sequences encountered during the training. So AI lack that kind of conceptual understanding or deep contextual knowledge and awareness of its own errors if we don't train it right. AI needs to have that consciousness slowly and steadily by learning. Okay, that's there, but what about the code? What about the code that we are dealing with? That's huge. Now, when I talk about the code, there's one thing that I specifically want to talk about is OWASP Top 10 LLM. Now, this project came into existence last year, and that aims to address the unique security risks which are associated with LLM applications. So the initiative provides a list of top 10 vulnerabilities which are there, and also it talks about that there's a huge impact if we don't look at these issues which are there, especially if I talk from a perspective which is prompt injection. Now, prompt injection is one of the most prominent issues which are there when we talk about AI security or LLM security. What is it? So prompt injection stands out as the most well-known vulnerability, and it's a technique that involves manipulating a language model's output by providing deceptive or unauthorized input, which actually can enable the attackers to make the model generate desired responses. So we can say there is a direct prompt injection and there's indirect, wherein an attacker influences the LLM input directly, or it says that for indirect, it's actually implies to a system where attacker does not directly interact, but control over this. It has control over certain text, which can actually influence the response. So prompt injection attacks are hard to protect against for many reasons, including they can be executed through various methods, could be jailbreaks, role playing, multiple languages, sidestepping attacks, and whatnot. So to prevent these attacks, we need to have proper validation. Again, validation has been a big challenge since I've known issues. So implementing rigorous validation checks on input prompts is very, very important. Limiting the privileges is again a big task. Validating model output, verifying training data resources, and maintaining the human oversight. It's very, very important. And if I say from this Gandalf, so this is an interactive challenge that you can actually try after the session that this has been created by Lakera, where participants engage in an AI model to reveal the secret passwords through strategic prompting. I really loved it because it actually showcases that how exactly prompt injection works and how exactly it's changing the whole perspective. Also, the challenge consists of multiple levels with the AI representing the Gandalf. The goal is to craft prompts that compel Gandalf to disclose the passwords or secret information, showcasing the nuances of language models' interactions. The initiative provides amazing or engaging platform where you can reach to up to level 8 as well. I have reached to level 7, so you can try and do it. Another issue that we saw recently was the Chevrolet chatbot, which was powered by ChatGPT. So it fell victim of the prompt injection, where it allowed users to manipulate the bot's behavior and extract unauthorized benefits. So with this vulnerability, which is there, it enabled people to engage in prompt injection, and where users were able to negotiate the price of the vehicles at significantly reduced prices, which actually came down to $1. You're getting a car in $1. I would totally love that. So prompt injection attacks, which are facilitated by chatbots susceptibly, they are there, and even there are prompts that can be manipulated, which led to those unconventional and unauthorized transactions. Now, this is there, which is successful attack, which is there. But now let me talk a little bit about AI coding, wherein there are name parameters output which we are trying to extract. If you see this code where we're trying to get some kind of prompts to Bard and ChatGPT 3, and there is a result wherein it's typical cross-site scripting. If we put a input into the code, there will be some data which will be extracted in the form, and it will accept any kind of scripts as well, because there's no validation which is there. So the code that is there does not have any kind of validation. But at the same time, if you look at the ChatGPT 4, at the same time Bard or GPT 3.5 as well, they have actually upgraded all those things. But again, there are issues which are not still being detected or reported by it. There are cases where we have seen this bad advice to developers as well, and which results in could be NoSQL injection or directory traversal attacks as well. Now, all of these models missed potential cross-site scripting and reported invalid SQLite injection, or even did not even report it. So if we look at some kind of stats, GPT-4 success is 8 on 8 correct. For when we talk about 3.5, 8 on 25. Bard fail 0, 10 correct. So all of these things are statistically checked, and we still see that there are issues which are there if we don't validate properly. Now, there are certain hints which are there, but whether it's correctly detecting or not is again a spooky thing. And you can see the stats that it's still failing on finding the right vulnerability. Now, there's another example that I want to share with you, which is from the last year, where Samsung, along with other technology companies, has authorized its engineers to use ChatGPT to assist them in tasks related to source code and other technical aspects. However, an unintended consequence has been the accidental leakage of sensitive and confidential information to ChatGPT. So Samsung employees accidentally inputted highly classified data, including the source code of a new program and internal meeting notes related to hardware. So ChatGPT retained the data provided to it to enhance its performance. Consequently, what happened? Samsung's trade secrets are now in the hands of OpenAI, the creator of ChatGPT. The report mentions that 3 incidents of such data leaks within a month. Now, to address this issue and prevent future errors, it appears that Samsung Semiconductor is developing its own AI intended and internal use of employees by employees, which is amazing, because we all are doing some kind of mistakes in that, but at least we are learning from it. But these kind of issues are really, really gruesome. And at the same time, what we need to do, we don't need to trust. What we need to do is verify. So treat AI code, it's like a junior developer. Test everything possible. There should not be any skipped steps. We are leveraging the AI, but let's say that with a great power comes great responsibility. So no auto ignores which should be there. Follow ChatGPT, Copilot, which can be helping with the application security testing in your IDEs. But make sure that you have guideline sets for your sensitive data and intellectual property. So AI is a very big developer superpower. There are companies who have to use AI, or they will be left behind, but let's do it securely, or we would be in trouble. So how should you secure AI code? The most important question to ponder upon. Let's look at that. Now, there are key points which are there. Whether we align the strategy with the customer, wherein AI is something that have to learn into versus fight, whether it's learning or fighting. So competitive need for the business, or application security problem, which are already there. Even more code is being generated. So understanding what code is being generated and how we're going to be working on it. So very, very important. And understanding with the speed, or it'll keep generating vulnerabilities. What we need is AI in the new SDLC process that is there. So integration of AI into the software development lifecycle is transforming the traditional practices, often referred to as shifting AI to the left, rather than just saying security left or shift left. It's shifting AI to the left. So the shift involves incorporating AI-driven processes and tools earlier in the development cycle, which emphasizes automation, predictive analytics, or intelligence decision-making processes. And if you see, the whole process has AI assistant, which is helping it, whether it's requirement analysis, where we are automating the requirements gathering processes, and predictive analysis. Then we have design, wherein we are trying to do the automated designing processes, and there are suggestions and best practices based on the historical data. And we are trying to ensure that there is proper optimization of architecture. Then we have implementation, where we are implementing the code which is generated by AI, and we are reviewing at the same time. We're not just bluntly using it, but we are testing it out. So automated testing, AI can create and execute test cases with that. We can do the predictive quality assurance with it. We can also do the deployment of pipeline using automation and scaling, predictive scaling. Then we can do maintenance. So there are so many benefits where we have increased efficiency, enhanced quality. Then at the same time, we also have risk mitigations and cost saving as well using AI. Now, there is another thing that I want to talk about is challenges which are there. So there are certain integration challenges, data dependency challenges, or skill requirements issues which are there, which we need to ponder upon and address. And there are some strengths and flaws which are always there with any technology that we use. So let's look at the primary strengths of AI model, and what are the issues which are there. So if we talk from a perspective, the AI capability provides or help in identifying patterns, make predictions, and automating for complex tasks which are there. So which can lead to significant gains for an organization. However, AI models have flaws as well. So if you see on the screen, with the symbolic technologies or techniques, we have low false positive rate, which is less than 5%. But when we talk about neural techniques, it's not better than random, or there are certain bugs which are still there. So you need to train it right. You need to learn from the data which is available, and you need to make sure that you fix any bug that's being reported or that's been found. Because if you get to know that there is a bug and you don't fix it, it's as good as not knowing as well. So very, very important to safely support these things. Now, AI is introduced early in the dev process. The new left is the AI gen code, even before the devs over the time, there may be more integrations further down in the line. So integrating security for AI gen code needs to be also in the AI IDE. And over time, what I see is that pull request process can use AI, or CI/CD can use AI. Then using AI, we can support AppSec processes, wherein we are training, like we talked about, let's treat it like a junior developer, and we set boundaries with it. Especially when we talk about sensitive data, IPs, we set proper boundaries with it, or we would be in trouble for sure. So it's important to have security champions who understand the whole technology, whole ecosystem. And then we work with our security tools, which are there, ensuring that AI is verified. So one of the key benefits of AI in AppSec could be its ability to continuously monitor and analyze vast amount of data. So AI-driven tools can scan code for vulnerabilities, flagging potential issues that might be missed by human viewers. So these tools can learn from previous security incidents to improve their detection and capabilities over time. And also what I've seen is AI can help in managing and prioritizing security alerts as well. So that's one of my things wherein I totally love how exactly we can play around with it, but if we do it responsibly, it can do great wonders, wherein it can provide accuracy, fairness in the whole model system as well. Another approach that I've seen is that wherein there are so many problems which are there, but different approach really helps. So we need to test continuously from code to cloud. When we talk about AI, we need to focus on fixes, because we can't send devs out to Google the details which are there on every security tickets, or they might go away fast enough. We also need a holistic picture of the apps in the cloud to provide context and prioritization for these issues. And finally, what we need to do is we need to equip our developers with not just tools, but also security education, which is a must, so that they can write more secure code from the start. Now, this is all about AI, security, and whatnot, but there are certain learnings that I want to leave you with, and especially from sharing perspective that what are the things which are important. This involves with or starts with education and awareness. Let's start there. Wherein we are crafting certain policies, corporate policies and guidelines, which establish rules and expectations regarding security and how to use AI processes. Very, very important. This can include data privacy policies, guidelines on IT uses. It also talks about special attention to critical aspects of security, which involves analyzing and fixing security vulnerabilities in systems and protecting sensitive data from leaks or unauthorized access. It can also translate to knowledge into tangible and replicable action. So this can include creating best practices, guides, and whatnot. So do not trust, always verify. AI is like fundamental. Now, when we say don't trust and verify, we need to adopt a cautious approach towards AI-generated code, which is essential. Instead of assuming it's flawless, treat it with the same susceptibilism as you do it with code produced by the experienced human developer in application security. This encourages a vigilant attitude towards all code, regardless of its origin. This is a fundamental security principle to test and validate all elements of the system, from code to configuration to user interactions. Security testing audits are regular validations, and that helps identify and rectify potential vulnerabilities, ensuring enhanced system identify and rectify potential vulnerabilities, ensuring enhanced system robustness. This also recommends that when we talk about our AI, if it gets integrated in our development environments itself, like enhanced system robustness. This also recommends that when we talk about our AI, if it gets integrated in our development environments itself, like ChatGPT or Copilot, we can do static analysis. When we talk about our AI, uh, if it gets integrated in our development environments itself, like ChatGPT or Copilot, we can do static analysis of our code as well. So how cool that would be. Now, there's so much to learn from here. So validate everything, learn from the mistakes. There are so many things that can be done. Always verify. Development environments itself, like ChatGPT or Copilot, we can do static analysis of our code as well. So how cool that would be. Now, there's so much to learn from here. So validate everything, learn from the mistakes. There are so many things that can be done. Always verify, right? The policies, have it in the ecosystem, which can actually enhance it. Now, I would leave you with the thought that AI is here to protect us. AI is here to help us out, but we need to train it right. There are new technologies which keep coming from here. So validate everything, learn from the mistakes. There are so many things that can be done. Always verify, right? The policies, have it in the ecosystem, which can actually enhance it. Now, I would leave you with the thought that AI is here to protect us. AI is here to help us out, but we need to train it right. There are new technologies which keep coming up, and we always doubt whether it's here to stay or not. But at the same time, over the years, we try and work them out. We try and have a different perspective about it. With AI also, it's the same thing. Now, as we are end of this presentation, I'll open it up for any questions or anything, any doubts that you have in mind or any perspective from your learnings. I would love to know. And all the best to the wonderful speakers ahead who are here to share their perspective, or the panelists or the people who are involved. Huge shout out to them for making this conference happen in such a short duration, involving so many people, so many different personalities from different areas, covering different topics, whether it's AI, whether it's security, governance, risk and compliance, and whatnot. So thank you so much, and looking forward to interacting with you all. Thank you.